my god, what is it? That's Heather! That's fucking Heather! Well, we were right. For anybody new to the channel, hello, my name is EarthToLydia, and some of you may not have seen the speculation video that I put out a couple weeks ago regarding Chapter 16 of Dead by Daylight. So my theory as to what Chapter 16 would be on was that, based on a couple of hints dropped by Konami, and also some leaks from the Dead by Daylight sound files, was that we were gonna have a Silent Hill chapter. I'll be perfectly honest now, when I put out that video, I wasn't 100% convinced that this is what it was gonna be. Because like I said in the video, I don't speculate, and this is the only time that I've ever really done research into a new chapter. But the main point of that video was to draw attention to the fact that though you might not think a character is going to be the next DLC, or a license is going to be the next license. Point is, just because it's improbable doesn't mean that it's impossible. And what I wanted to do today is to just tie up a few loose ends to anybody that's still sort of questioning, what is Silent Hill? Why did the devs describe this as an emotional chapter? Silent Hill didn't make a mark in horror. These are some things that I really want to clarify, basically. So for anybody that doesn't know me that well, I've been a huge fan of horror for as long as I can remember. It's always been a genre that has really stood out to me and intrigued me more than any other. And as for video games, I've been a console collector for several years now, and I've been playing video games for, again, as long as I can remember. So horror video games in particular absolutely fascinate me. For those of you that don't know or haven't seen any content from the original Silent Hill games, I highly recommend familiarizing yourself. As I mentioned in my other video, when Silent Hill came out, it was absolutely revolutionary. The team that got put together, Team Silent, to create this game was sort of forced together by Konami and told to make a game that would capitalize off of Capcom's success with Resident Evil that was just getting big at the time. What they managed to do was produce a game that was so captivating, but also wasn't like previous games. It wasn't an action game with horror elements thrown in. This was a game that used several mechanics to create a horror atmosphere in video games like we've never really seen before. This small team that were thrown together ended up creating a video game that sold over 1 million copies. Silent Hill 2, its sequel, also sold over 1 million copies. Silent Hill 3 and 4 ended up being worked on at the exact same time, within a year of Silent Hill 2's release, just so that they could keep the hype running. The momentum that this game produced in its heyday was unlike anything else, and this is why Silent Hill is known as one of the greatest video games of all time, let alone horror games. As for what you need to know about Pyramid Head, Pyramid Head is a character that has manifested from the mind of James Sunderland, which is the main protagonist in Silent Hill 2. Pyramid Head is widely regarded to represent sexual deviance and has also been referred to as an id. For those of you that don't know what this term means, you might know it a little bit better as the devil from the angel and devil concept. Pyramid Head is said to be a representation of James's masochistic delusion and is ultimately a manifestation of guilt. Overall, throughout the series, he is one of, if not the most iconic character, purely for what he represents and also how intimidating he is in the games. I understand that a lot of younger viewers, or people that don't have that much experience with horror in video games aside from newer games like Outlast or the Resident Evil remakes, whatever it may be, you probably won't quite understand the impact that this video game had. Let's talk a little bit about how Silent Hill is emotional. The main plot behind the Silent Hill games is people being drawn in to the town of Silent Hill, mostly in seeking of their loved ones or to try and discover their past or some sort of personal longing. In the original Silent Hill, Harry Mason has a car crash with his daughter in the car at the very start of the game. When he wakes up, his daughter's missing, and his task throughout the game is to search the town of Silent Hill, trying to find his lost daughter. In Silent Hill 2, protagonist James Sunderland is sent a letter signed by his wife saying to meet them at their spot in Silent Hill. So he goes to Silent Hill trying to search for her. The only issue is that his wife has been dead for 3 years. In Silent Hill 3, Heather Mason travels to Silent Hill to try and find out more about her past and finds out that she is the daughter that went missing in the first ever game. The series explores so many trying topics and really psychologically and emotionally tests the player. If you haven't heard of Silent Hill or ever seen the games, I could not recommend looking at a playthrough more, whether it's just searching it up on YouTube, watching somebody on Twitch playing it. Silent Hill is an incredible series and still holds up to this day. Needless to say, I couldn't be more overjoyed that this is the next DLC. And if you're not familiar with the game, just do a little bit of research. Believe me, I'm sure you'll love it just as much as the next person. Don't write it off just because you haven't heard of it, because this series really has left a legacy, and there's a reason for it. Anyway, I just wanted to give my opinion on this release. If you guys aren't already a part of the Discord server, we actually do a movie night every couple of weeks, and I'm making sure that the next one will be the Silent Hill movie. So that's going to be linked down below. And also, for anybody that doesn't know, I do stream live on Twitch 5 days a week. That is my full-time job. If you want to come out and talk to me about Silent Hill or anything else Dead by Daylight related, I'm always happy to talk about it. And if you see this video on anybody else's channel, please do let me know. Remember to subscribe for more content on YouTube at youtube.com/EarthToLydia, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Slick.